All right, guys. So we're back.
We are back.
Feeling good this week. New setup.
Setup indeed.
A slightly different setup.
Not-
Upgraded setup.
Yeah, upgraded. Not fully settled into the new setup.
No, not yet.
But we're getting there. We got the books, the bookshelves, and then the little trinkets.
Little shenanigans. One of these episodes will move Wizard's chest up higher, but not today.
Or lower.
Don't do that.
Probably lower.
Don't do that. Some of us enjoyed Wizard's chess or wizards.
Well, some of us want to be here on the Margins podcast where we talk about books.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that leave a mark, start a conversation, or stay with you long after the last page. Once again,
We're back.
we're back.
In case you guys have not noticed, 26 weeks in,
Mm-hmm.
we're here to stay.
26 weeks. Yeah, guys, last week was episode 25 with C.S. Fritz.
That was awesome. That was
That
fun.
was amazing.
That was fun.
He is the man, the myth, the legend. Casey, thank you again for coming onto the show. We had so much fun. I reached out to him afterwards. I showed you too. We didn't get to half of the questions. And then we also had a ton of questions like that were, off book that we were, pun intended, that we wanted to ask him. So we were like, hey, let's grab a drink sometime. And he said, anytime you guys want. So I said, like right now, and he said no. And I cried a little bit, but that's fine. That was.
All right, we gotta catch him before he's on his international book tour.
Yeah,
Speaking that into existence.
we're just sitting on film sets.
Yep.
Getting everything made into a movie.
Yep.
Or miniseries or whatever it may be. But this week.
What we got this week?
This week, let's say if Inception, Tenet, Total Recall, and The Butterfly Effect had a child. Cue the Pineapple Express. Northern Lights. Somehow those two babies.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do we get?
It would look like Blake Crouch's Recursion, a high concept sci-fi thriller about love, loss, and the dangers of rewriting time. When the past can be rewritten, love and loss become loops, and time itself becomes the enemy. Let's get into Recursion. But before we do, dude, how you doing?
We're doing interesting shit about, hopefully interesting enough to just switch up to day to day. Sometimes I like the world to be shaken up. So, we'll see. Yeah, but we're in that wait and see mode. You know how you ever heard of what's that shit called? It's like I don't know if it's like an anecdote or a saying where people like they just want to lay low while they grind and pop back out when they're on top. In that mode. In that mode.
Love that.
Yeah. What about you?
Good. I'm good. We had a great weekend. It was Rachel's birthday last weekend.
Awesome.
So we had a great weekend of celebrating her. Max, cute as can be, as always. Oh, I didn't tell you this. Today was like the first time when I was leaving, he cried that I was leaving. And I about didn't make it to the studio today. I said, right, because he still hasn't said dada.
Yeah.
He just loves saying mama, and if you say dada, he goes, mama. Very funny. Very funny. My kid's funny, and it's not like all parents think that their kid's the funniest, but when I was leaving, yeah, he started crying and did not want me to leave. And that was the first time that has happened. Yeah. Where it was like a direct thing. He was aware of it.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Yeah. I said, if you say dada, and I will cancel the podcast right now. And then there was a brief moment where I was like, if you say dada right now, I might break into a million pieces. So don't you dare. Don't. But he didn't say it. He looked at his mom and I walked out. He said, gonna get milk. I'll be back.
See, we all grown up.
I'm doing this for you.
That's awesome. That's cool, though. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides that, everything's basically as it should be.
Copacetic.
Copacetic. Yeah. Copacetic. Talking about copacetic, natural segue. It doesn't even mean anything. Between the wines,
Yes.
my guy went above and beyond again. And what do we have?
Today, guys, we have a California Pinot Noir.
Out of Napa. Napa makes wine?
Does Napa make wine?
Napa.
So today, guys, we're drinking No Curfew because limitations are a drag. That's actually the slogan on there.
Limitations are a drag.
But if you guys can see that beautiful bottle, obviously you see the no. This is also the hands of a clock and the hash marks of a clock, which fit right into our book that we're reviewing today, Recursion, which is all about time.
Time travel, the effects of time
and together,
the consequences,
time apart,
and such.
Yeah.
What are these little light banter prompts it's telling me to do? Would you rather remember everything exactly or forget every bad thing instantly?
You want to read that one more time? Because that seems like a pretty easy fucking answer.
Would you rather remember everything exactly?
Yeah.
Or forget every bad thing instantly?
Okay, so two good things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm choosing between two awesome things. I'm pretty meticulous, though.
I'm going to go first.
I would probably, go number one.
Yeah, remember everything exactly.
Yeah. Although ignorance is bliss as fuck.
Absolutely.
Like, ignorance is bliss, bro. So,
yeah.
I would pick number one and be jealous of number two, like a real human.
If you could relive one day just to feel it again, what would you pick? Bro, that's not light banter. That's a give me a day to think about that.
Yeah,
and let me answer off camera. We already cheersed, by the way.
Yeah, we cheersed off camera, guys.
We're already through the. You're gonna attempt to answer that?
No.
Okay, good.
That's too much.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I start rolling through the Rolodex.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Surprise segment. Cristiano doesn't know about this, but we did, as we said, 25 mark last week. 25 episodes. I wish we had the statistics. I know after the 10th? 10th.
Somewhere in there.
I think the 10th episode, we did a recap episode. Yeah, because it was episode 11, whatever. But we were like, oh yeah, we'll get the stats next time to see like who makes it how far and how. We can do that.
Still no.
Yeah. But the thing is consistency is key.
Yeah.
We didn't almost break it. Cristiano, being the great man he is, I offered to have a bye week this week, and he said, nope, slippery slope. I said, bet. That's true. What we have done successfully is put out, not content, but an episode. So it is content, but an episode weekly since we started.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes minisodes, interviewing authors.
Yeah. Arc reads.
Yeah. Having guests on the pod. So it's been a ride. So we have a mini recap right here. So celebrating the first 25 episodes, here is a bit of a reflection. Which book from our first 25 still replays in your head like a loop you can't shake, and why?
Red Rising.
And that's a for sure one. Yeah. I think for me, Razorblade Tears.
Oh, my second one was King of Ashes.
Oh yeah, that one's up there too. I think King of Ashes, not only because I love that book, but mostly because it's intertwined with meeting S.A. Cosby. Mm-hmm. But before meeting the man, I fell for him through Razorblade Tears, but not kind of in hand in hand,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I get you.
If you know, you know. But yeah, Razorblade Tears, obviously Red Rising. Mm-hmm. Lit Escalates, who does like all the. They do new book covers. They work hand in hand with, I know Pierce Brown. I believe they're working with James Islington. No, maybe Joe Abercrombie. But anyway, they did.
He does have new covers.
Oh, then probably.
Yeah, probably Joe Abercrombie.
But They're coming out with Red Rising bookends, and they
We're
are sick.
getting all of them.
They're $75.
I collect them.
And we'll get 2 rocks instead. We'll find 2 rocks.
We'll pay them ourselves, guys.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
would be great. Sponsored by.
It'd be amazing.
They'd be right up front here, and we'd make sure they were in shot instead of these paraphernalia cans.
It's paraphernalia. I have no paraphernalia.
Nope, can't find it. Not on me. All right, number 2. Which character from any past episode would thrive inside the memory machine of Blake Crouch? So, as far as this time travel,
It would do great in time trial out of all of our episodes.
out of
all
of
the
our
books.
episodes.
Well, that's a good question. That's a fun question. Thrive.
I got mine.
You can go first. 'Cause I have to think. We're a lot of episodes now.
Hermione.
Oh shit, Hermione.
Hermione.
She would kill it.
She's gone and done it.
Yeah, she's OG at that.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
she was the first one out of everything we've done that I was like, yeah, Dante.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. That's a good one. That's a good choice. I'm tempted to say strong-minded characters like Carl, Dungeon Crown Carl,
Oh yeah.
or even Daryl or Severo.
Severo was my second.
Because I think that people, Daryl, because he got tortured.
Yeah.
Right. That's that level of strength of mind would absolutely allow him to get through. So that I guess that also includes Victor as well then, because she also got tortured like a motherfucker. Yeah. Severo absolutely, because he's just batshit crazy already. Not gonna break his mind. But I think Dungeon Crawler Carl would be good because he's driven. Like he's driven to the point of he single-handedly pulled that whole story together for me as like. Because it can get kind of loopy, the literature there. And he's like the grounding undertone in every single book. So, and just like his drive and his goal of like, I have to save humanity, He's
like Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly like Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Everyone else is crazy. Bob has his episodes. He has his episodes where he's crazy, but for the most part, he's the voice of reason.
Yeah, that was a good question.
What episode made you see yourself differently after hearing it back? I won't bring to light, actually, this one. You know who you are. A comment was made once that I still have not recovered from.
Let's see. We'll go with see myself differently after hearing it back.
A solid one.
That's a good one.
I'll be honest. The one actually, it wasn't so much seeing myself, but something that I did take away that I really loved was actually last week's episode. I was planning on clipping it up, and I probably still will. But Casey, when talking about his childhood, obviously from Fig for All the Devils, talked about how adamant he's been about making sure that his son's life didn't reflect even in the most minute sense of his.
Right.
So that has been something that, as someone who has experienced it as what, like, it's been the product of that, I feel to be a kindred spirit to his son, because my dad was kind of a similar situation and decided to turn the other cheek and make sure his kids didn't experience, what he went through.
Right. Sign of a good father right there.
Sign of a good father. So, yeah, I think that was a great episode for me.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Episode that made me see myself differently. In terms of introspection, it's pretty tied. I don't know if it's tied, but it's up there between Razorblade Tears and we didn't do Snow White yet. I'm blanking on the book that's called.
Oh, yeah. Sword of Kaigen.
Sword of Kaigen. Yes, thank you, sir, for that.
All the things you said, the snow. You could have said the mountain.
The mountain.
You said
The
the
Whispering
snow?
Blade. But
Oh, we haven't done the other Snow White one, huh? We just read it.
we did. No, we did. It just wasn't like Snow White.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Sorry, guys. Side tangent.
Yeah. But no, for sure, Sword of Kaigen and Razorblade Tears. I think they had so much introspection that's tied to what's going on in the book. For sure, those 2 episodes. Yeah.
All right. If the Margins episode had a timeline reset button, what would you redo, and what moment would you never touch? Guys, we did redo a lot.
I was gonna say we did. We've been here.
We there's episodes we redid.
Yeah, like 7.
Funny enough, Snow, Sword of Kaigen,
Yeah.
was done 3 times.
Yeah, at least.
Red Rising 2.
Red Rising 2.
2 times.
There's another one we did multiple times. So.
Yeah. So we hit that redo button.
Blood over Brighthaven, I think we did twice.
Yes, Blood over Brighthaven.
There's even another. We did a few,
It's
several.
true. The one we wouldn't,
Several.
for at least the one that comes to mind, there's a couple.
Yeah.
But the first one would be, I know we keep saying it, maybe just to change the answer, I was going to say Razorblade Tears,
Yeah.
but also The Women was a great week
That was a
for
good
Kristen
week.
Hanna.
Yeah, for sure.
I really love that episode.
And great book.
Great book. And then the episode with Tom Krantz, I really enjoyed having him on. He was a great, first time us talking to an author over, using software and everything, which has been perfect ever since.
No
AC,
issues.
Bricked Up Book Club. Shh. No one say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom, like we said, he has his podcast, so it was nice to have a veteran on and
Lead the way.
lead the way.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Those are 2 good choices. So I wouldn't touch. One of my favorite weeks was probably The Road to Tender Hearts. I thought
Yeah.
that was a really good recording. That was a really good episode and book. So yeah, that's the one I would not touch and redo. Is it Liza Lamore with the shitty sound?
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay, yeah,
That one I still can't clip up. I had some of them in our drafts, and I ended up deleting them a couple weeks ago because there are ones that I'm going to sprinkle through that aren't of the week that we're doing.
Yeah.
But that one, every time I went back, I was like, we had some good stuff on there, and I go in and it's like,
Sounds awful.
next book. Good thing we're going to have like 9 to 10 books to be able to get more information.
Yeah, dive in. Yeah, absolutely. There has been books that I wish that we, which is funny to say because some of our episodes are long as fuck, but sometimes I wish like, oh damn, we could have did more in terms of diving deeper into the characters in the book. Like with the Sword of Kaigen, we did a great job talking about the book, but I feel like we could have spent more time on the characters.
Yeah.
Right, because the characters had so much depth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also another one I would probably redo for the 3rd, 4th time.
3rd and 4th time. Yeah.
But it was good. It was good. Next question.
Last one.
After 25 episodes, how has reading and talking about so many different worlds changed the way you see your own?
Ooh. Creating these 5 hard questions every week, answering these 5 hard questions, and then coming up with like the themes of them, like the ones that we've talked about, whether it be fatherhood, friendship, marriage, partnership, whatever. I think it adds a nuance to, or maybe a different filter on how you look at life.
Yeah.
Different vantage points.
Yeah.
So it honestly has helped. And then also getting feedback from audience, from friends and family that listen.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yeah, people actually do, reach back out.
Yeah.
About.
They let you know.
Let you know what's up.
Yeah. The good and the bad. And then, yeah, having these, like we said before, not to beat a dead horse, but having these guests on and hearing their vision that they had in mind. I brought this up already in the podcast last week's episode, but Casey explained some essential parts of why he wrote what he wrote about and where it was coming from, and that just gave a whole new breath of life into the story. That even parts that I was like, oh well, I wish this would have happened, and then after hearing how he explained it, I was like, oh no, I liked how you did it. Yeah. I fully support that.
Yeah.
It's so easy, and not that it should be always consumed that way. It's just a nice way. I feel gratitude to be able to do that. To be able to have that experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So 25 episodes, talking about a bunch of different worlds, but changed the way we see my own. Changed. I don't know if it changed much. I guess reinforced and opened up comprehension of different areas. I think that, for example, the women, getting the perspective of being a woman going through the Vietnam War, was enlightening in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? Being unseen, striving for something that you don't even know if people are even going to give a fuck about at the end of the day.
And they didn't.
And then they didn't, and having to deal with that fallout and still be a person and not lose your fucking marbles over it. And there's a lot to a lot of the books that we read. And one thread through all of them is that, the line between real life and fiction is not as thick as people think. Even reading, we go into the darker or deeper fiction, so alchemized, or a lot of what we view as fantastical worlds are just like A Fig for All the Devils, very much built on real life struggles, and I think that's something that is interesting to think about.
I don't think this is always the case. I also don't think it's an outlier, but there's some high fantasy books where human nature is very true and real and very apparent and tangible to our own lives, whereas there are some normal fiction stories that I read, and a human would friends would never say that to each other, or a couple would never do this. So it's funny how it's not, a genre, an author, whatever it may be, doesn't always promise to deliver on this
realism.
Isn't a critique. Yeah, realism.
Yeah.
But it's funny where you find those moments of truth that speak to you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, guys, that was our mini recap. Previously, we did a full episode of it, but maybe we'll do that for 50. Double down on that.
Double down.
Yeah, double down. We'll have Oprah on. She'll ask us all the questions.
50 is going to be... I took us 25 to get from end of May to the beginning of November. So 50 is going to be around April.
Interesting. Are we doing a bye week on Christmas? No.
We'll record one ahead of time.
Thanksgiving? Is it the day of Thanksgiving? Are we dropping it?
Oh, because it's Thursday.
Thanksgiving episode.
We should, because people are going to be here.
Yeah.
They're going to be home.
Yeah. True.
And we'll bring a
You guys want it.
And we'll have fucking props.
We got to get a good Thanksgiving book. If you listeners are listening right now, which you would be, or else
Soul
you would have
Food.
never heard that.
Oh, that's a TV show.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If there's a Thanksgiving book that comes to mind, let us know. And we'll roll with it. Roll.
I like that.
Dinner. Anyway, micro synopsis. Let's go ahead and get back into the book, Recursion.
Let's go.
Detective Barry Sutton is haunted by cases that follow false memory syndrome. People suddenly remembering entire other lives. Across the country, neuroscientist Helena Smith builds a device to record memories for Alzheimer's. When their paths collide, they discover a technology capable of folding memory into reality itself. A machine that can rewrite the past. As the loop spreads, reality fractures into chaos. A collision of science and sorrow with echoes of Inception, Tenet, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. That's another great one.
Yeah, love the Eternal Sunshine.
Love that one. Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, I fucking forgot to set my lineup for Fantasy League.
I'm
distraught.
Don't worry.
I am distraught.
So here's the homie breakdown, guys. Barry, detective, as it said. Start off, you think one thing. You're like, oh, okay. I went into this book not knowing anything. I didn't know a damn thing.
No.
Ever. I usually just take the book and go, I heard it was good. I heard that he had another book called Dark Matter, which I have now since read, but at that time did not read. Mm-hmm. Had not read. And I just kind of pictured maybe like a Sin City type, black and white.
Yeah, I can see that.
Grungy detective. And, has a dark past. His daughter had passed away from this car accident. And he's now a divorcee, a drunk. And this case crosses his desk. And that's what I thought it was going to go into. Little did I know that there was going to be a lot of science fiction, a lot of time travel involved,
a lot of time travel.
A lot, because Helena on the other side has this heart of gold that her mother has Alzheimer's.
Yep.
And in order to help her and cure that, or to try to find a cure, she builds this machine, this chair, that records memories and helps them relive them and helps them,
remember
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, side note, we can go through that later.
Coco?
No.
I thought you were going to say I love Coco, because I do love Coco. Book of Life is trash. Anyway, yeah. So, that's basically the story. That's not it at all, but those are the two characters. And when their worlds collide, they try to figure out how to basically make the right timeline survive. Now, we're not talking about Marvel Endgame. It's not a multiverse per se. These are timelines that overlap. So it's not that they all can exist at one point, because there can only be one that the machine chooses before they start collapsing on each other. That's where we get the gray areas.
Right. You get the dead memories.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just a snippet of what the book's about. Was there anything you wanted to do before we do the 5-part questions?
No, just a little backstory on the characters a little bit. So Barry's a police officer,
mm-hmm.
Which is why he gets tied into the various stories that lead him to false memory syndrome, like studying those cases, which that's what got him tied into all this. Helena, she's a brilliant student, then scientist who gets approached by someone who wants to fund her dreams. And, at first read, it's like, how the hell does he know her better than she knows herself? Because he comes up to her like, hey, that's not what you want to do. That's not, you said you need $3 million in funding. What you want to do costs way more than that. She's like, no, just what I want to do costs $3 million. And so anyways, you later do realize other things about that. But that's like a little backstory on those characters. There's more, but we can get into that later. Let's jump into the 5-part questions.
Yeah. 5 hard questions. All right. Question number 1. In Recursion, memory is both a gift and a weapon. Every recollection sharp enough to wound. When does remembering stop being a way to honor the past and start becoming a way to trap yourself inside it?
Any kind of rumination. If you're, and I'm a serial offender of this. Like, I overthink things so much to the point to where I'll be inactive, but there's like there's a moment of inaction there sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes there's like, I could have spent that time being a lot more productive, because I'm sitting there thinking about all the possibilities that may never come to fruition. So I think, yeah, when you become a prisoner of the moment, that's when, good or bad, you know.
Yeah, I think whenever it impedes you from taking action in your life, it becomes a problem. I am too a serial offender of it. I've said this before, but there will be moments where if there was a camera on me at all times, I might be looking like I'm like not dozing off, just like staring off. You know, I have like physical, like little ticks because I think of like an awkward thing I said, a choice I made at some point, when I could be doing something else at that exact moment. You know?
Right.
You know, so I am a big fan of being nostalgic, but when your nostalgia changes to rumination, which changes to spiraling, we got a problem.
Absolutely,
we got a problem.
And that's that. You know, I think that's a lot more people than humanity would probably like to say. Just because, how many people do you know in your life who was like, oh, high school.
Oh, bro, that was actually literally when I came up with this question. That was specifically my thing. I don't think anyone I went to high school with, specifically my high school, listens to this podcast. Maybe they will at some point. But I know a few of you that are at our football games to this day.
Yeah,
rocking that Letterman's jacket. I have mine, but I don't wear it unless it's homecoming. Then you gotta wear it. But anyway, or that they always have to bring up when we was in high school.
Yeah.
Our team would definitely be this
glory
year's
days.
Team. Yeah, glory day living. I've seen it also religiously.
Yes.
Growing up Mormon, their guys would, especially when the day of social media came around, the year marker of marking when they went on a 2-year mission. So, guys, 2 years ago, I got back from blah, blah, blah. And then next 3 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago. We get it. 6 years ago, you got back from
your mission.
Yeah. If it is the pivotal moment, that peak, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
In all aspects of life.
Well, you know, I think that's, you know, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of religions are like that, you know. In Christianity, you might hear someone, I got saved and baptized 10 years ago. I got saved and baptized 30 years. It doesn't matter when you meet them, they're going to want to tell you their story about being saved. Yeah. And like, that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. Yeah. Right. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, for this question, it can be impeding to everything. Takes up some level of space. And although you have infinite brain space, that moment of happiness that you're holding on to, it's possible that you're not allowing anything else to compete or overcome it.
Yeah, your cup, that might be filling your cup, and
yes.
You could be experiencing something much better.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm like, you got to get off of it. Only because how can anything else ever better or top that if you're always carrying around the good old days, the best of days? Yeah. You're not making room for more good days to happen to you. You know? Yeah. And it just becomes a game of comparing. What you don't want to do. This day was great, but it wasn't.
Yeah. You know, so. We were going to get into how that affects relationships too, but looks like the time passed.
Yeah, time for another question.
Right, you want to do number 2?
All right, so if every version of a relationship lives somewhere in memory, the good, the bad, the unfinished, Great White Buffalo. Mm-hmm. What version do you think we actually fall in love with? The person or the memory we've built of them?
Funny, you made the joke. But the Great White Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think the memory we build of that idea of what would be if you ever caught your Great White Buffalo, whatever that relationship would have been. That's it. That's a whole thing about filling your cup again. I've definitely seen people get hung up on the idea of like, I could just be with so and so. It'd be, my life would be different. Yeah.
And it wouldn't be. It would be more of the same what you already have.
Absolutely. Yeah. But far as should we fall in love with? We say in love, so not this query white buffalo.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be in love, right? And it doesn't even have to be like an actual like relationship. It could be a friendship. It can be like when I read that question, I'm reading it in different ways, and it's like so if every relationship lives somewhere in memory, the good, bad. Do we actually fall in love? With, like, what do you love about a person? And I think that this is gonna lean on to the theme of recursion here, but in that moment, it's the person, and over time, it's the image of that person, it's the memory of that person that holds them dear to you. And that's just because as humans, our lives, fortunately and unfortunately, they have to be present because we can never live in the future. You can because you can imagine stuff, but you can't physically live in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But that's even more restrictive on the past. You can only remember the past. You can't like reimagine the past. You can, and because if you are at any point, you're just kind of reimagining the future, right?
Yeah.
So the past is the past. What's written is written. So I think that whereas the future has a lot more, it looks better to us. It's more infatuating because there's a way to change it and put our emphasis on it. At least we believe so. Our past has already been written, and so it is important as humans to keep that image or that memory of, and we fall in love with that. And something that you've dealt with before, but I've had blips, right? So I left for years and didn't have contact with my friends, family, and I come back, and so much time has passed. We're all different. We've dated different people. We've made different friends. We moved on from different jobs. We're telling new jokes. We've had new struggles worse than we knew before we knew, before I left, etc. And it takes, it's kind of like, it's weird. You feel out of time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like that time period when you get back and you're trying to readjust and like get back in step with everyone, you really feel out of time. Which is something that they deal with in the book Recursion. So I think it's a little bit of both. So if it's in the moment, it's the image that they're exuding and they're putting down right now. Obviously, it's the person, but it always becomes the past because nothing's forever, So except for
You almost got
marriage.
Absolutely. Yeah. I do fight to keep friendships fresh. I almost am like hell bent on when I hang out with, like, especially when it's a friend that I haven't seen in a minute.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, hey, let's talk about the bullshit or whatever that we used to. Absolutely. But I almost try to right away be like, what's new? Yeah. What's going on with you? Yeah. Let's get to the meat of it. We don't have to reflect on what was.
That's interesting for your 20-somethings to 30-somethings, though, because so much of life is happening at like an uneven clip. You have days where on these super high highs because you think that, life's going great, or, you're not really thinking about all things that are not going so well, or you haven't had so many disappointments. And over time, you understand that life is about overcoming disappointments and still, mainlining and being positive and working things out for the people, like for yourself and people around you. And that takes time. That's everyone. It doesn't matter. You can be wise and understand this before and go through it, and it fucking sucks still.
Yeah. Still.
It sucks for everyone. And so I think for like your 20-somethings to 30-somethings, it's an interesting moment to stay present and up to date with people because a lot of like growth happens through retrospection, introspection, and a lot of that is sitting and ruminating and understanding. This is just a little. It's a thing I say all the time, but there's a difference between like understanding and comprehension.
Yeah.
You can understand something instantly. Comprehension takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
So are you listening to me? Are you hearing me?
Right. Exactly. They're different.
Two different things.
Yeah. So same thing here. The ability to, and this isn't, for everyone. There's a small amount of us that have the family upbringing, the mind, the attitude to get through this and still be able to stay present and deal with everything and be awesome. But for the mass amount of people, I think that it's very difficult. You'll have a few people that you keep up to date and present with, because it drains you to do more than that, right? And then like for me, what I always say is like, oh yeah, once I get through this, I'm gonna reconnect with everybody. I'm gonna do this, and like you eventually get tired of even telling yourself that.
Yeah.
Right.
That list gets longer and longer. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Number 3. Barry's grief for his daughter drives everything. As fathers, what does doing better next time mean when there is no next time? Only now.
You gotta go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is it.
This is it.
Yeah, you gotta, and a lot of parenting feels like that, where you make a mistake and your kid might repeat that mistake, or not even repeat if you have young kids. They just watch you make that mistake, and you in that moment might feel like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have said that, or I wish I would. No, it's when I read that question, all I think of is make the best of it. Make every day your best shot, and that might not be the best day, right? And that might be your top performance, but you can never say that you didn't give it everything, right? And I think it's easier to do that in parenting than other things. Like, day to day, that can be pretty difficult with a vast array of things. But parenting is one of the things that it doesn't feel very daunting to give your all, because it's so rewarding, right? Actually, I saw something, which we don't have to get into it, but it was saying like how people say that their kids are the best thing that ever happened to them, and it's not true. It's something on Subway Takes. I'll have to look at that again.
Oh, really?
I fucking disagree.
Yeah. What did he say?
He disagreed.
Okay, good.
He disagreed, but usually he'll go into why he disagreed.
Yeah.
And this time he just let her go off on his rant the whole time, so we never got a chance to hear the counter argument. So the comments were full of people saying, like, oh yeah, she's right, and my life is this, and fuck them kids, and like, as a joke, yeah, fuck them kids, but like in real life, I don't think, especially for people who don't already have kids, I think that's a take for people who don't have kids. Because once you have them, you intrinsically understand that kids do better your life. They usually are the best thing that ever happened to you, right? Irregardless of everything that you've built, because whether you want to admit it or not, or at least for us that's playing the game of finding mates, that's it. Like, you only want to mate biologically to reproduce and have someone to love until you grow and die. But reproduction is really like the biological drive behind that. The peacocking, the wanting to get a job, I don't want to be embarrassed in what I wear, all the shit, all the ups and downs of emotions that you go through in elementary, middle school, high school, college, young adulthood, mature, like you go through these different levels of them, and they're all because how you view yourself, and retrospectively how other people are viewing you. Mainly people who are either mates, potential mates, current mates, friends, people that you care about. So it was an interesting take, and I disagree like fuck. I don't doubt you ever would watch this, but I would love to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, Rachel and I just got into, I think Jason Bateman was just on there, which he's one of my all-time favorite actors. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I started watching more clips. I'd already seen a lot of his clips on there, like on TikTok and on Instagram Reels and stuff. But after that, we started just kind of going through the compilations of all of them, and I'm definitely a fan of it now. I do want to find that one now and see what the full take was. But
you should.
Yeah, I guess because I'm still so fresh in it. Max is 14 going on 15 months now.
That's how you know he's a good parent, guys. He's still doing months.
The months thing, which I said went out before. I was like, you say he's a year old.
You don't do it on baby number 2, though.
Guys, do it. Yo, really? What
Fuck
do you
no.
say? You say 0 and then he's 1?
He's a year. You'll say he's a year before
What about
he's
8
a
months?
year.
You start jumping.
It's basically
a year.
He's 11 months. He's a
Basically a
year. He's a year.
But with him being as old as he is, I don't know. There's nothing too like philosophical about it. I just say, I don't know, maybe from my day to day, because I am a stay-at-home dad with him, all the time. There's a aspect to it that I'm like constantly reminding myself that now go with me on this, that he doesn't know better. He doesn't have an intent, like his intentions are very fundamental.
Yeah.
So it'd be really easy for anyone to be upset that something gets knocked over, or they keep going back to that same spot, or they keep playing with the same basket that you should don't stop going there. I pick you up, I move you. But dude, he is experiencing the world. And I remember hearing so many parents say like, oh, it's crazy. It's one of their favorite things is being able to see the world through their children's eyes now. And I was like, I never really got. Now I'm like, oh, I'm seeing more of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Super grateful for that. Also terrifying. Also all the emotions. But the whole idea of like, there's no next time. Yeah, this kid, if anything, has brought my humanity, no, my mortality into perspective. And so I for that reason, I'm just like clawing to make sure that like I'm absorbing as much as I can every day. Given there's days that Cristiano will call me and I'm like, I'm gonna sell this kid,
Yeah, we all been there. Don't worry, we all been there.
But oh man,
yeah. You said a couple of things that I'm like, I would love to touch on further, which maybe we'll do it later. But one anecdote, Dante, when you watch this, I want you to comment in or something or call in, because this is actually a question I think you would have a pretty interesting response to, because he's a father and he's dealing with it on a couple of different fronts that are a little bit different than ours. And I think he would have a very cool and introspective take on that question.
Dante, I hope you're feeling better. Saw that you're down and out this week.
He's good. He's all right.
He's fine. Rub some dirt on it, dude.
Yeah, rub some dirt in that shit. But the second thing was I was thinking about. I've thought about this before, but back in the day when people were living 40 years,
oh man,
like imagine how deeply people felt about everything. Like the love had to be deeper, the trust had to be deeper, the anger had to be deeper. Mm-hmm. Everything was a lot more vivid and colorful. And I don't know this because I've lived it. I'm just kind of throwing shit at the wall and imagining it. Because I don't imagine that you can love and deal with people the same way that we deal with people when the average age is fucking 35.
Yeah.
I think that you have to grow up a lot quicker and you have to be a lot more grounded as a human. Because right now we have the ability to live multiple lives compared to them. We have the internet. We have infinite amount of books and literature. We have fucking the world's knowledge at our fingertips. Mm-hmm. And it allows us to be quite apathetic to most things. I know you heard the thing of like how people say like I'm desensitized, right? Desensitized to death, desensitized to love, and it's only because they're fucking inundated constantly by it all the time. When not too long ago, there was a time when you just wouldn't see other people in other towns because they were just too far.
Yeah.
Your world was your village. Mm-hmm. And if you're lucky, your dad's a fucking tradesman, you might get on a cart and go to the next village, if they're a merchant and sell some shit. But like, I think that that's very interesting. Like, I could spend weeks reading those kind of accounts, and I see why we have like Shakespeare and like, you know what I mean, like the stories and the music and the things that came out of that. Because imagine how deep life had to be when you don't get 100 years.
It's like the whole point of what was it, Hamilton?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrote like there was no tomorrow.
Not a musical guy, but that's good. That's
Hey,
good.
Not all of us are perfect, you know? All right, you want to do number 4?
Yeah, number 4. If someone you love could forget a trauma forever with one button, would you press it for them without their consent?
You have a quick answer on that one or no?
Yeah, like yes and no. Like yes, I would, especially if it's something that's like not inundating, but like what's the word? Debilitating. If it's debilitating, then yeah, for sure, I'd help them out. The without your consent thing is difficult there. But they fucking know. I'm helping you, bro. I'm helping you out there, brother.
That's what I'm saying. I think I'm fine with being the villain of that.
Yeah.
If the blowback is I can't believe you did that, but they don't have to live through it or even remember it at that point. Okay.
Yeah. You would have to, just like Barry, have to live with those consequences.
Yeah,
though.
Absolutely.
And you have to be okay with them.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot easier to say than do, but reading it and thinking about that question beforehand, I was like, yeah, I think I would still do it. Depending on, again, the level of the trauma, the memory, whatever it may be, because that, whether it's conscious or subconscious, we've seen and we know, especially through studies, an event can change your perception,
Everything.
your daily, just your whole way of life. So
I can send you on a different path.
So as with that said,
a good friend that happened. They were straight A student, top of the class, extremely popular. They were everything to everyone, and we got out of school. They chose to go up north and go to like Job Corps for some reason. Can't remember exactly why, and it just broke them. Like it just broke them. The stuff that happened to them there, the weather, the life that they lived. They came back and it literally changed the course of their life for the worse. A very good friend of mine actually. So yeah, I've seen that in action, and if I could, I would absolutely delete that. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Friends that or people we know that deal with addiction.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's take it home. Number 5. The universe is tragic because we can't go back, and beautiful because we don't get to. If you knew life was a loop that would reset tomorrow, what would you still choose to live exactly the same, knowing it wouldn't last?
This is kind of easy for me, so I don't know. That's why I'm kind of making that face like,
Is it a hard question?
Is it a hard question? Just because, like, I'm actively practicing trying to live every day better than the last, and I have been for years now. I haven't always, but I've been doing it for long enough to where it's like muscle memory. So I'm kind of already doing that, like in like a theological way, I guess. Every day is a test to see if I can be better than yesterday. And I don't always succeed, you know what I mean? But for sure, like I'm put in positions where like I have to humble myself or be humble or be humbled. You got to overcome things, learn to overcome things, learn, and you might not face the same thing day to day to day. So yeah, what moment would I still choose to live exactly the same, knowing it wouldn't last? Nothing lasts. So if I had to pick an exact moment,
we're thinking like when Helena still chose to find Barry every time when they still, you have the opportunity to re.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that too, but like here's my linear thinking in that they knew that there's a chance that they're going to improve. Now, did that happen every time? No, but there was a chance. And they just chose to do it together, right? So that's like my thing. I'm like, yeah, like I'm literally doing that every day right now, and I've been doing that for a while. So I don't know, like if I had to pick a moment, I guess going to London or traveling. I'm only saying that because there was many moments where I could have just made choices where I would have been out there. I would have stayed. I would have stayed in Europe, or I would have stayed in China. Like I had those options in front of me, and I still chose to come back. And I think that was also a learning lesson. So I mean, but day to day, I think that I'm kind of already living this one. But I'm interested to hear how you answer this.
I don't know. There's like the the go to, not in the sense of like, oh, you should answer or whatever, but every timeline I'm gonna. I don't know if I would ever. Rachel and I found each other at a very specific point in our lives.
Yeah.
Me showing up earlier, even either of us showing up earlier in each other's lives would not, I don't believe, would have worked out.
You think so?
Yeah. For specific reasons.
Yeah.
Not that we have to get super into that, but
We don't got to.
because other people, because of beliefs, because of X, Y, and Z. Like we were very different people within those the course of years. So, finding each other at that moment or within that specific time,
Yeah.
was not only necessary but essential, I believe. I know we've talked about right person wrong or right person wrong time and all that. It's not that. It's not like if only. It's realistically like a mindset that both of us had.
You guys are both ready
religiously.
to meet each other.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing was we were both ready not to be with anyone. Like we were in for lack of a better term, very much a hit it and quit it situation, like in our mind. But I just couldn't quit her.
And the opposite happened.
Exactly. So, that is absolutely go-to. I think even with this question, I love that you went for your day-to-day. Like it's not so much a specific moment,
right,
but a mindset, which I didn't even think about.
Because we're already kind of living this. And this is a thought that I've had before. Like we're kind of already living
in a loop. Yeah.
The only difference is you get incrementally older. But as you grow less limber, your mind tends to grow more limber. So there's an offset hopefully for you. So yeah, it's a loop.
Yeah.
It's its own closed loop.
Interesting. I don't know. I think I guess I will go with that answer as far as like doing the same thing of all the things. And this is like, I guess if it's a specific moment, I'm gonna say when I met Rach, and then if it's like I said, I'm piggybacking off of you, the mindset.
Yeah, that might be like an age thing too. Like when you're younger, you might be like, "Oh, fuck that! I'm gonna do everything different. I'm gonna do this," and then just as you grow older, you kind of realize the futility of the efforts. There's a thing in martial arts where they say like, no wasted movements. It's the difference between like a boxer's punch and like the average person's punch.
Yeah.
No wasted movements.
Yeah. Calculated.
Yeah.
Precise. Target. Yeah. Absolutely. Interesting. Because I said it was. All right, guys. Well, that was our 5 hard questions.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I figured with the whole idea behind, this book, we talked about it before, but it is reminiscent of Inception, Tenet, Total Recall, which is one of my.
Total Recall's great. Yeah,
I love both versions. I loved back in the day with Arnold.
Yeah,
and now Colin Farrell. Butterfly Effect.
love it.
Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's my least favorite out of what you named.
You can go to hell. I love Back to the Future.
Top one, Inception.
Oh yeah, Inception's so good.
I still watch that to this day.
To this day,
I would tell you. So you watch this again? Yes.
Yeah, I am. I do want to run back Tenet because I do enjoy that movie.
It was good. It was good. I wish they didn't try to make it like a blockbuster.
Yeah,
It should have just been its own like art house kind of film. But whatever.
Total Recall was solid too.
Total Recall, great blockbuster. I'm not sure if this counts, but everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, love. That's one. I think that was Rachel's favorite movie of that year.
Yeah, for sure. I was glad when they won awards because at that time, Marvel and like action movies were kind of burying everything.
Yeah.
And it's still today. Like it's really hard to get like a recognition on any artistic film. But from title to casting to script, I thought that was perfectly executed.
Oh yeah. That one, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and this isn't about time. Well, it is about time, but it's not about like actual time travel. But Past Lives. It's an A24 film as well. Really good, really great. Not about kind of the whole idea of the right person, wrong time.
Like Adjustment Bureau.
It's. Oh, I actually never ran Adjustment Bureau.
You gotta run Adjustment Bureau.
Have you done Past Lives?
No.
We'll switch.
Yeah, we'll switch.
Yeah, because Adjustment Bureau is Emily Blunt, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it, but I never watched it.
That was the first movie I thought when I was reading this.
Oh, really?
It wasn't an Inception. Inception was probably like close to, but for sure.
But you're also a fan of Atlas Cloud?
Yes. Cloud Atlas.
That too.
Yes.
It's a different movie.
Yeah. Absolutely. Fan of that. But you gotta watch Adjustment Bureau, and you'll see why I kind of one-to-one it with this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So deep dive discussion, guys.
Deep dive discussion.
Let's go over some of the themes to explore that you guys are gonna, get into when you read this book. Memory as creation. Do we live life or remember it into existence? I think, and therefore I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why the whole manifesting destiny, believing you are what you believe. Your day is what you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Scientific faith. Helena's belief in fixing pain versus the cost of playing God.
That one was interesting because I totally got her argument, but at the same time, all her actions were against the argument, if that made sense. But her understanding as a scientist and as just a human that deals with pain, understand that like, oh shit, I'm never gonna get rid of it. I think that was a little bit more interesting for me than her like saying, "Oh, we don't want to play God," because that was more like tropish, like because our actions were the opposite. She's the one that was the reason why they were even able to build the shit in the first place.
Yeah.
But I think that the first part of that was more heavy hitting for me, like fixing pain or not being the inability to fix it, and just how the action of trying to actually encourage the opposite of just allowing things to happen and living them out. Like, there's a part which I don't want to spoil, so I'm not, but she's talking to Barry about, dealing with his trauma, right, with his family, and how it might have been best to just have dealt with that trauma.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that that I do agree. Like I deeply agree with that. And you guys probably heard me say this, but I will say don't suffer twice.
Yep.
Like go through it, live through it, no problem, but don't suffer twice. Yeah, don't kill yourself. Think mentally about it. So yeah, loops and love. What stays true when everything resets? 51st dates kind of shit, right? Will she fall back in love with you 50 fucking times? You know, in real life, I don't think, because life is so nuanced. I actually agree with what you said earlier about like how it's possible that you and Rachel may not have been together had you met a little bit earlier. As much as we would like to believe that love will bring us together, I think that life is nuanced enough to where if small butterfly effect things happen in our lives, they would be drastically different. Like drastically different.
You're having an off day that day,
Yeah.
or the opposite way. You think you're the shit that day, and because you think you're that, and the other person's like, "Oh, I don't love that vibe."
Yeah.
Not
Or
gonna
just
be compatible.
sometimes, at least for me, this is true. Like sometimes when I was younger, I haven't had it in a while because I just been so fucking hyper focused. But I used to like read new things, and I would just go down these rabbit holes, and I would just read everything I can about them, and I became that for like the next 2 to 3 years. Like I was obsessed with various things. So like there was a point in time where time and memory were very important to me. Not, I said I was going to talk about it earlier in the episode, and I kind of brought it up last episode, but this is true. Dorian, Dante, mostly Dorian, because I was living with his grandma at that time. They know this, but there was this thing when I was younger where I really, really wanted to capture my dream. I wanted to capture myself in the dream because I'm a lucid dreamer. And I have these really vivid dreams, and I have recurring dreams. And at the time, I was like, Dorian, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to do it. He was like, why? I was like, I just want better senses. Like, I want to remember things better. I want to smell better. I want to feel things more. And so at that time, I was like doing Muay Thai. I'm going to fucking El Camino. I'm working multiple jobs, security, and the movie theaters, etc. And I was like, fuck it. And so it took me a while, and eventually I was able to do it. Like I created like a system of like, I don't know, like I just created a system. So there's like I used to play basketball every day, right? So multiple times a day, and I would have like the things that I would wear. It's like very specific shorts that I used to wear. I know how it feels, know how it smells, know how it looks, and my white tee that I would wear. Socks that I would wear, and I had to picture myself in my mind space, and I would have to implant. That's the picture that I was trying to put into my dream. So as I'm dreaming, I'm trying to put that same picture into the dream. And at first, I will wake up because you realize that you're dreaming. And as you keep doing it, you keep practicing, and I would meditate. I would literally spend minutes, hours, whatever, meditating. And as my meditative space grew, my ability got better at placing this image, and to the point where I actually was able to those two things intersect. And now this image is now in my dream. And Dorian will tell you, you guys ain't gonna believe this shit, okay? But there was a wild moment. I wonder if you're gonna comment on this shit, but there's a wild moment. First off, my memory did get better. Like that is true. That's like not like I mean it's not discernible, but my memory definitely got better from that. But what I cannot prove was one day we're at Dorian's house. He's like, "You hungry?" I'm like, "Yeah." His grandma lived over there by Southwest College. It's like off of Western and Dinker. And so it's like in South Central. So I'm like, "Yeah, let's go. We want to go to Century and go to Penn Express." So we leave. As soon as we walk out the door, I stop. I look around. He's like, "What's wrong?" It's like, "I don't know. I just feel weird. I feel like something about to happen. I just feel weird." We get in the car. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to happen. And I just kind of shrugged it off. I was like, "Oh, and it did nothing happen." You know, we get to the store, we buy our shit, we buy our food, go back to the house. And on the news, there is an earthquake in Japan, and you can see the black water fucking moving cars, going over freeways and shit. And Dorian looked at me, he said, "You was right, something happened." And it was like breaking news at that point.
So yeah, immediate.
Like everything's connected. And I think it was at that moment where I was like, fuck, I'm not playing around, but I wasn't serious doing this shit. I just thought it would be cool. 'Cause I read a couple books and, different psychology things, but I was like, oh shit, we actually are connected at some weird scale, like I I don't know, like a world scale, like everyone's brain is connected. The reason why you can think of someone that might call you, and shit like that. But yeah, this shit is interesting. I love memory and time and their connection. I think that memory is more real than time, though.
Absolutely. That's what actually I was gonna go on a tangent about that, but I was like, eh. But yeah, I mean, time is.
It's a concept.
It's a concept
It's
that
a
we
concept.
that we created.
It's a measurement.
Yeah.
Right. It's a measurement of, I'm gonna say, energy expended. And that energy can be just like X, variable X energy expended. It can be effort. It can be inanimate, right? Because a tree will make sound in the forest if you're not there, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
What else are we dealing with here? Philosophy and choice. When every path exists, does free will mean anything? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that even if we had less choices, there would be free will. Like you have infinite amount of choice in your day, how to see how it goes. Let's cut those choices in half or in thirds. There's still free will because it's you in the driver's seat getting to make those choices and not someone else.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of how.
Should we do spoilers?
There's some good spoilers, but there's some whatever spoilers.
I
would prefer if we're not gonna do spoilers, let's do the clip ready prompts quickly.
Okay.
Or we could do spoilers. I don't care.
More specifically, I just wanted to talk about the fact that the whole gray area that we talked about briefly.
Yeah.
So the characters
this is spoiler section.
Yeah, this is spoiler section. I do want to do the clip ready prompts, but there's just a specific part that I want to talk about, which is when time is changed. So, for example, Barry gets put back when he's trying to when he's investigating this whole false memory syndrome. He gets a little too hot on the trail. Is kidnapped. Is basically put into the timeline where he has the ability to save his daughter's life. Basically trading for the fact that he can't say anything that he found out because he, like I said, gets hot on the trail of this technology and the recurring aspects of people having these memories that are false.
Right.
So anyway, he gets put in this timeline where he's able to save his daughter. Here's the spoiler part. When the time comes around that she should have passed away, that the accident should have happened, there's a specific point that there's like an expiration date where she then gets the memories of the life that she died.
Yeah, her alternate life.
And because of that, her mind basically breaks. She can't deal with the fact because she's like, oh, I shouldn't be here.
Right.
And there's just a wrongness. And this isn't just specific to her. This then affects, like, that's how Barry got to this point because he, at the beginning of the book, he meets this woman on the edge of a building and she's just like, I was married to so-and-so and I went to his house and he doesn't remember and he has his kids, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, she's crazy. Yeah. Obviously she's crazy because we looked up said guy, he's married. Come to find out, that's what triggered this whole thing because he gets hot on that trail and the guy contacts said person, Marcus Slade, and they put Barry into that timeline. And then it happens on a grander scale where a huge timeline overlaps where the whole city sees a building that should have been there, that wasn't there, that was there before. And then everyone kind of has that memory and there's multiple unalivings, self-inflicted.
It's like Inception, like where you can't deal with the cognitive dissonance of
what's real, what's not.
What's real and what's not. Which has always been so interesting to me. Like his wife in Inception and like her battle between like, come on, I want you to be with me and the kids kind of thing, because that was realer to her than real life. You know, we're brains at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We're brains. Like, yeah, you are the summation of your lived experiences for sure, but all that is being stored in one vat, and brains don't have eyes. They don't have ears. They don't have anything. You know, they're wonderful in the sense that they're able to decipher various forms of touch. You know, for me, I think that all senses are touch.
Yeah.
Like you see, because light hits your retina. You can touch. You can smell, because they hit your. You know, like all senses are touch in a sense, and so that's for some strange biological reason. You know, your brain is able to decipher these into different senses, and that's what makes life very interesting. But if you didn't have all that, it would still be something. It just wouldn't be as vivid. And I think that what happened to her, what happened to people who like saw their dead memories, they got that at the highest level and couldn't reconcile. And so the people who are able to hyper focus on something were able to deal with it, right? So Barry, he's very driven to not just like solve the case that he was originally on, but also he ends up, you know, and he says it, but he doesn't understand why. He's like, I'm so attached to this woman, Helena, right? And then you later realize, like, shit, they were married longer than he was with his wife. He's only with his wife and technically with 2 lifetimes, but she was with Helena for 5 lifetimes, maybe more, right? So I think a little bit more. And it's interesting. I think Recursion, what's interesting about Recursion as a book is it makes you think about humanity on a grand scale and an individual scale, and like what really matters to you. You know, building these great memories of people that you love, going through the down moments as well with the people that you care about, and then how you remember them.
Yeah.
You know, how you remember them. We don't have to get into it, but there was this thing on the internet talking about like, in the future, is there going to be some, you know, a difference in how we remember things for the people who were there taking pictures and people who were just living it? Because we're all at the same spot. One person was there trying to capture it, so they're viewing it from one lens, and then, you know, someone else was there living it. I mean, yeah, so it's interesting. I loved it. I think that Recursion was a great book. It was good. It was good.
Definitely a thinker. Definitely threw you into that. Like I said, I went on to read Dark Matter. I made the comment earlier to Cristiano too that Dark Matter has been since made into a miniseries on Apple TV. Yeah, on Apple. Joel Egerton, Demi Moore. No. Jennifer Connelly.
Yes, I think so.
Absolutely, Jennifer Connelly. Great show. It's very true to the book. But I like the worlds that Blake creates. Very cinematic.
Absolutely, very cinematic book.
Especially this one.
Yeah, this book was like written very cinematic.
It could have been. I honestly probably would have enjoyed it even more as a screenplay.
Yeah, for sure. And it could have ended earlier. Sorry, Blake.
That's why I'm thinking screenplay, because it would have been shorter.
Yeah.
But 2, he wouldn't have had to done as many iterations, or at least walked us through them, where it could have been a compilation or like, you know,
it would have been
a montage scene.
It would have split into 2 books.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first book would have ended with Slade, her assistant, and the second book would have been like the government. I mean, the second movie would have been the government takeover of the chair.
Yeah.
Right. But in this book, he kind of had to smash it into one, which kind of, it reads a little bit interesting because you go through this climax and dip, and then you go back into basically like another part of the story. So
yeah,
it was good though. I enjoyed it.
Very much so. All right, guys. Well, Recursion by Blake Crouch.
Awesome.
Again, recommend it.
If you like Inception.
Yeah.
If you like Tenet. If you like Butterfly Effect. If you like
Back to the Future.
Total Recall. If you like, I guess if you like Back to the Future,
It's not the same as Back to the Future.
etc. This is it for you. This is a good one. I think that it's a fun read. In the beginning, you gotta deal with being okay and not understanding what's going on though, because that for like first, I don't know, 40 minutes of the thing, of me reading it, I was like, I don't really give a fuck about these people and the stories they're telling me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, there's a deeper, undertone here. Let's get into it. But it's good. It's definitely cinematic. Check it out.
Check out his other books. They're great. Like I said, I really enjoyed Dark Matter. You can check out the show too on Apple TV. Yeah, we got a couple of great things coming up in the following weeks. Next week we will be getting into. I won't tell you. But the following week we do have Dungeon Crawler Carl and an arc read from Matt Dinneman himself.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Project
Bounce House. So we'll be covering both, and we will also have the guests from Bricked Up Book House.
No technical difficulties here.
Yeah, and by Book House I mean Book Club. Yeah. Guys, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. But with that said.